Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. What are we into today? Well, we're heating up the oil on this 550 Maranello so that we can change the oil. And we're going to poke around and see. We think, well, we smell a little bit of sweet coolant. So we're check for that. It might just be the overflow tank, but we're going to get under there, take a look at it. Very pretty car. And then in a little bit, I'll show you guys. This one has a V12. So when I think Ferrari, I think V12. So their V8 is kind of neat, but hey, these are supposed to be big engine cars. All right, we're going to get that oil heated up, open up the front hood, as well as pull the bottom tray off, and then we'll show you what we see. All right, while the oil is draining, I figured I'd walk us around here. You guys can have a gander. Big, gigantic V12. Let's see, it starts here and then runs all the way back to, I guess, here. All right, that's your bell housing. And then you got a torque tube, just like a 944. Once again, the Ferrari guys are flipping the fuck out. Did you just compare this 550 to a 944? Yes, I did. So torque tube comes in, you get your transmission back here. Very, very awesome. We may have to do a little cleaning on this one. But 1999 car. So that's what, 24 years old. Different, oh no, there it is, okay. No, it is a different setup than the 360 with the lower control arm. And then the upper is a little bit different. But that is a tremendous sway bar. And let's see, alternator, compressor, 2 oil filters, not one, but 2 oil filters. And it looks like somebody torque striped them, but it looks like they didn't get tight enough. Let's see what else is under here. You got a pretty, that's an oil cooler, pretty large oil cooler. Then you got your radiator. And I'm gonna clean all this stuff up because I know we smelled coolant, but can't really tell. You know, this doesn't look that old. And when I looked at all the hoses that are the typical suspects for this car, did not really find anything. But yeah, I don't know. This is a very fancy, whatever's going on with the brakes here, there's a lot of shit there for a 1999 car. But hey, yeah, because that line comes all the way down and around, comes in here. So this must be an old ABS setup. Kind of cool. Power steering rack with some kind of a sensor on it. Wonder if this thing has any kind of physics model in the computer. I don't think so. 1999? And this is the other oil drain plug. So right now, you can see I have it back in there without a gasket on it, just because this guy was very, very slow. And then this guy is the oil tank, right? So we drained him and he dumped oil very, very quickly. So we'll give that a little bit longer to drip, and then we'll come back and we'll pull this plug out again. But yeah, this is, you know, some people tell me I'm a torque wrench snob. And maybe I am, but in a car like this, you should not have rounded off drain plugs. That's my opinion. If anybody's got a problem with it, you are welcome to talk to me about it. Let's see. Ooh, what's going on here? We're not going to look too closely at that. But yeah, this is the underside. And let's see, I think that's really kind of it, and we'll get this cleaned up, but I will probably see you guys once we get up topside again. So we're gonna get on with it. So that's the under tray for the 550, and it's enormous. There's a pressure washer for size. But what we're going to do is we're going to get that cleaned up. It looks like it might not have been cleaned in a while, so we're going to get everything all cleaned up. That way we can keep an eye on stuff in the future. Look at that. Even a Ferrari, well, this actually doesn't say Ferrari on it. It says UFI. The only difference is the ones that I got to replace these say Ferrari on them. But look at that. It left the filter gasket on there. So even Ferraris gotta double check everything. Huh. Interesting stuff. All right, so while we were waiting for the oil to drain, I did a little cleanup. Everything I could hit that was easy to kind of reach. And then this guy got cleaned, treated with pearl. All the metal surfaces, the painted metal surfaces got a nice coat of spray wax, and the plastic stuff, or this fiber resin impregnated stuff, whatever they call it, it gets pearl. And then all of the aluminum components get bow shield. So she should be good for another year. We're gonna go ahead and get that bottom cover on. Yeah, kind of cool. I don't know whose exhaust this is, but I mean, from a looks perspective, quality. I don't know about performance. I haven't looked up any dyno runs on it or anything, but definitely quality. And then when I was looking at the muffler, Zuna Starka. I don't know what that is, but might have to go look that up because it definitely sounds badass. All right, let's get up to the top side. So one of the other little things I had to do on this guy is make a lifting point. So the normal stuff, this isn't long enough or deep enough to sit up there. So the way that it's built, it's got these very sharp metal edges, which this sits inside of. So I think this is what, 2 inches by 3 inches, and that worked perfect. And I made them out of oak, hardwood, so that they wouldn't deteriorate. So yeah, if you're gonna do something like this, you can see how this guy sits lower than this guy. So you need something to fit perfectly in the little jack hole that these guys put in there for you. All right, we're getting on with it. We're getting oil in her. So here's the business end. 12 cylinders. What is this? 5.5 liters. 5.5 liters. I think 489 horsepower, maybe 500. I don't know. I've probably offended someone by understating the horsepower. Right now, I'm trying to clean up the coolant cap because I think that's where we were getting our smell from. There was blue residue on the threads and on the inside of the cap. So we're going to try cleaning that and see if the gasket will hold it. If not, found another one. Everything for these cars is Porsche people complain about prices. You guys can stop complaining. But yeah, this thing is wicked awesome. It's kind of neat when you look at the intake manifold. You see how this side, you know, you got dual throttle bodies, right? But this side over here comes through and actually feeds this bank of the motor. So you've got a nice long runner for the low end torque requirements. And then I'm not that well versed in Ferrari engines, but what I'm told is that there is some black magic bullshit that goes on under here, which will shorten the runner for the high horsepower stuff. So once you get up in the rev range, you're looking for a different length. So it's almost like, let's call it VTEC. Yeah, that's some Honda shit, right? Anyway, they definitely built an engine and then figured out how to build a car around it, and just pretty unreal stuff. But I was going to take off this shroud because a lot of times they say you can see the coolant leaks under there, but I saw blue residue right there on the cap, So that's going to be step one. We'll do that, see if that sorts it out. But 12 liters of oil, we've got 10 in it right now. And this one actually has a separate dipstick. So that's the 550 dipstick, little oil tank. And everything else, what is this, a 1999, I think? Yeah, they don't make it quite as easy. Yeah, model year 1999. And then, there you go, right there. Rosa Corsa. That's Ferrari red for everybody who doesn't speak Italian. All right, I'm gonna finish getting that coolant cap all sorted out and heat up the oil, and we'll see how this little lady does. All right, so we're gonna close this video out, but give you a little peek at the inside. Absolutely gorgeous. No rear seats in the 455, but yeah, got great oil pressure. Put 11 liters in, so we'll get it up to, over there is the oil temperature, so we'll get it up to about 180. It's in Fahrenheit, it's not in Celsius. And then if we got to add that last quart, we'll do it. But somewhere between 10 and 12 quarts, or liters. Yeah, don't screw that up when you're working on one of these cars. So I will leave you right here with this gorgeous engine. Wow. All right, y'all, have a fantastic day. Check us out at BreitWerks.com. Thanks for following along.